Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Chris-Beth Cowie, and I'm the founder of Empowered for X and the host of BizGrams. I have the privilege of interviewing dynamic entrepreneurs who are doing impactful things in the community. And today we are graced with Dwania Peele. And I just want to say welcome to our show and thank you so much for being here with us today. I know we have some stuff in common. You are a top 40, under 40 of Brampton. So talk to us a little bit about you and your entrepreneurial journey. Who or what inspired you to embark on this journey?
You know what? I became an entrepreneur because I was bored. My background's in chemistry, and I worked while I went to school, all of that. And the company I first worked for, they went bankrupt and I got laid off in May. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have the best summer ever. It's the first summer where I'm not working or going to school. And if you're anything like me, Chris-Beth, you might be able to attest, West Indian parents, even if you don't need to go to summer school, you go to summer school. So I was always in summer school.
Yes.
I mean, I went to library summer school. That's a thing. Yes, it is. So this was my first summer of freedom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be great. After a few weeks, I got bored. And I said, I have this great idea. How do I make it into a business? And that's how my first business was born, because I had to walk myself through the process of incorporating and figuring it out. And I said, there had to be people who don't really know how to start a business and they might have a great idea. Why not create that community where they can feel like they can ask all those questions, like they can get all the resources that they need to go from idea to startup.
Talk to us a little bit about the Canadian Small Business Women Network that you've built.
Wow, we've been around since 2013. And, like I said, it was kind of accidental, but we started out just doing networking events. And to be totally honest, we were doing it monthly and it was tiresome because Canadian Small Business Women is my baby, but it's also kind of my side hustle. I do other things, but it developed into something more. We were able to build a really good community around us, and we were able to find ways to provide the things that they needed, and create some really good partnerships. So over the years, we've changed our model where now we're hosting specific events throughout the year, and we're partnering with different organizations to funnel information or to host events. So right now, for example, we do about 3 small business seminars a year. And we've partnered with Volition out of BC to host a pitch conference because, we felt like there was a need for some kind of funding and some kind of support for people who want to further their business depending on the type. I'll talk to you about what our theme this year is going to be. So the theme this year is CPG, consumer packaged goods. And we're going to have a whole slew of information on our Instagram over the next week or so to let you know what consumer packaged goods is and how you can fit in. And it's going to be virtual because everything we're doing this year is virtual, better safe than sorry. We have been using this amazing conferencing platform for the past year and a few months called Hopin. I'm like a Hopin expert now. And it's really cool because it gives you networking capabilities, vendor booth capabilities, main stage capabilities, breakout room capabilities, and that's what we're going to be using. And it's free to attend. So you can actually register to attend and support these people who are pitching and get to meet people. So yeah, November 20th is when we're having it. I'm so excited. You heard it here first, actually. I think we just did a press release this morning, and this is breaking news right here.
Hey, we'll take it. Then I am super pumped about that. We've been doing some stuff with some foodpreneurs. I think talking about packaged goods and different things would be very relevant to them. And so we will definitely connect and share that information in our newsletters and beyond. We'd love to champion the work that you're doing as well. So I look forward to being the first, breaking news, and then we will continue to tell the story. So one of the things I'm curious about, you talk a lot about resilience in business. Speak to us a little bit about your experience overall and, that word. What does that word resilience mean to you as you've come to this point today?
It's kind of funny. When I was diagnosed, I was sitting in my surgeon's office and he's like, well, yes, we're going to have to do surgery. I have the preliminary pathology results. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. I have a hair appointment and then I have a flight to catch tonight because I had a European vacation planned. I'm like, so when I come back, okay, all right, great, bye. So I just went about my business like normal because I feel like my entire life prepared me for this. As a child, I was insanely asthmatic. I grew up in Jamaica and I lived like the girl in the bubble in the hospital. I did my homework in the hospital. The hospital was my friend. Now, going through that, you can either have white coat syndrome or it can be the opposite. And fortunately for me, I love hospitals. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love medical professionals. To me, they were my first superheroes. So when I was diagnosed, in my head, I'm like, they'll fix me. They're superheroes. They know what they're doing. I'm just going to continue going along with my business because I have to put my faith now in their hands. There's nothing I can do because stressing is not going to make it better. So I went on my merry way, came back and, started the process, surgery, chemo, radiation. And in the midst of all that, I had to think of what am I going to do with this business? Because yes, I can be resilient when it comes to the fact that I'm handing over my health to the professionals, but there's still people out there who are looking forward to what Canadian Small Business Women has to offer because they need it for their business, right? And the biggest decision I had to make was to cancel one of our events. It was one of our very large events, our Immigrant Women Small Business Expos. And, I didn't want to just cancel it. I had to figure out how I'm going to communicate this because the other thing is I wanted to communicate everything to the community because I felt I needed to be honest so that they could really understand why I'm making the decisions that I'm making. And that kind of helps with fighting through everything, knowing that the people who you are supporting are also supporting you. So, we tied it in where we did the press release with the cancellation of the event and tied it in with what I was going through and made sure we also tied it in a little bow with the breast cancer walk because I did not want to be inundated with messages. It's like, instead of emailing me, join us on the walk or donate to the walk, please, because that's a lot of emails. And we also had a book that we were supposed to release that fall. But again, I had to be realistic and I had to tell the collaborators, like, look, this is what I'm going through, but it doesn't mean that I'm canceling. I pushed it to February because I wanted to also have a goal. I needed to have a reason every day to get up and turn on my computer to do something, even if it's for 15 minutes. I needed to have a goal because when you're going through things like this, you can really put yourself into a really negative space. And I'm not a negative person, and I didn't want to start to be a negative person. I'm very goal driven. So I had that goal and I said, okay, this is what I know. The only thing I have to do throughout this period is this. So that's what we did. So we had to push through and we did manage to publish the book in February. And I still remember the last in-person event I went to was actually the first event related to our book. And it was a Brampton Board of Trade event. It was the International Women's Day event, actually. That was the last event. But, pushing through and I could have made all the excuses in the world. I could have just shut down and, not even bothered. But I knew that I wanted to be there for my community. So I had to push through. And the same practice that I had to push through for myself and my health was probably what helped me push through when it came to the COVID decision. Because I knew if I could get through cancer, there's just no way I am going to allow this to defeat me or to defeat the business.
Thank you again so much for your time here with us this morning. I'm sending you out with lots of love and positivity for today and beyond. Thank you so much, and we look forward to staying in contact, and we'll be sure to share all of that information in the description with our viewers so that they can get in contact with you. Thank you so much, and take care.